Hello everyone, are you ready to get racing? Because it is time for the DTM season 2025, race day 2 today, and we're absolutely psyched because the sun is shining, we've got blue skies, and we've got so many people here on the track, and the atmosphere is absolutely amazing. And you can see the drivers in the back coming in, ready for the walk-in, and we've got some kids greeting them. We've got a lot of photographers around here as well, so obviously nobody wants to miss this. And all in all, we have 24 drivers from 9 brands, and yeah, they're all in good spirits because obviously it's all about the trophy 2025. Who's going to steal it away? Who's going to steal the title from Mirko Bortolotti? And we just heard one name that's really exciting because former Formula 1 driver Timo Glock is back in the DTM since 2021. 4 years he wasn't here, now finally he's in back, and he looks like he just came back from a vacation, if you ask me. He's looking really good. And Timo, hey there, good to have you back in the DTM after 4 years. How excited are you to be back?
Oh, very excited. I mean, I have to say, the result doesn't put a smile on my face, but I have to say the fans already yesterday and today here in Oschersleben was pretty much outstanding to, you know, do the formation lap, let's say, and see the grandstands are pretty much filled up. So that's pretty nice. For sure, I would have hoped for a better result, but we just have a fundamental problem in the car which we cannot solve here, unfortunately, and that's the reason why we are constantly on the back of the grid at the moment.
All right, but you're going to push hard anyway, I'm sure, Timo. Thank you so much, and do enjoy the race after all. And before we get racing, here are the commentators.
Thanks very much indeed, Verena. Welcome everybody to a beautiful, sunny, blue-skied Oschersleben circuit as we get set for our second race of the weekend, round 2 of DTM 2025, and with the conditions pretty similar to what we had yesterday, with an air temperature of 17 degrees, track temperature pushing 28 degrees, and a new format coming up for this race, because on Sunday races in 2025, we will have 2, not 1, but 2 mandatory pit stops, one of them coming pretty near the end of the race. So lots to look forward to, a packed grid, and we can go down to Verena now and catch up with some more drivers.
And I've got the pole setter here, Jules Gonon. So what a fantastic way to get into this race today as a pole setter. How tough is it going to be? I mean, starting from the front, obviously, is the best position.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be tough. It's DTM. That's the toughest we can get in the world. So today is a new format, 2 pit stops. It's the first time for everyone to do it, so we have a bit of more unknown than yesterday. Luckily, my boss worked very well overnight to give me a great car this morning, so fantastic to be on pole, but now we have 1 hour to make the job.
All right, well, do the job very well, and then we'll see you later on the podium. Thank you so much, Jules. All right, and we're going to move on to P2 because Jordan Pepper is on P2. Yesterday had a brilliant day, and today looks very promising again because he's starting in P2. Hello there, got a smile in your face, enjoying a bit of sunshine, and now getting psyched for the race.
Yeah, I mean, what a weekend so far, right? Super happy, of course. I wouldn't have dreamed of how it's gone so far, and obviously one more race. But a new chance, you know. We got 2 pit stops, 2 performance pit stops, adding new elements into it. Yeah, everything to look forward to.
I mean, the 2 pit stops could really mix things up, right? It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, as you said, it's new for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, we saw yesterday that this is not an easy track to overtake, but adding that element of the second pit stop and the way you can play the strategy out, obviously, is exciting. So, you know what, DTM always brings action. I think this extra pit stop's going to make it something interesting and fun. And, you know, let's see how the teams all adapt. But at the moment, I trust in my guys, and I think we've got a good package to fight.
All right, well, best of luck, Jordan. Thank you so much. And we're going to walk along here, and we're going to have a look at all the spectators there. Look at that. They're all having fun, and they're not waving back at me. There they are. They're even waving back. Look, they're having a good time, obviously, because, I mean, we've got plenty of sunshine. I don't remember Oschersleben being this sunny in a long time, so we're excited about the weather, obviously, full house here. And, I mean, the drivers are psyched. You can just tell. And, obviously, with the new format, that's something new for them as well, for all of us. 24 drivers, 9 different brands. We're psyched that Aston Martin and Ford joined us here. I mean, could it be any more colorful than that? I think the mixture is really perfect. And we're going to be, I can see him already, we're very excited because we've got Marcel Hirscher Müller here, two-time Olympic champion in ski racing. And he's right there, all looking cool and chilled. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Wings for Life. Hey, Marcel, how are you doing?
Hey, hello, thanks.
Enjoying yourself here at Oschersleben?
Yeah, I mean, pretty nice to be honest. Sun is out and atmosphere is pretty great. And yeah, pretty close to the race start, right?
Absolutely, and we're so psyched for it to get started. But first, let's just speak about Wings for Life, because DTM is supporting that. Yeah. And we're very excited about that. And also there's the World Run coming up. And we're wondering, because I heard that you were injured, so we're wondering, are you running this year or walking? Are you joining?
I'm joining, that is for sure, and it's pretty clear. I will at least run 100 meters, I think so, and then I will start to walk. But the major thing is to be part of the Wings for Life World Run, and it starts on the 4th of May. And yeah, I mean, it is such a great thing because it is for those who can't run and all the people around the world. I mean, it is the biggest running event in the world. So on the 4th of May, it is a Sunday, and yeah, join us for the Wings for Life World Run.
Absolutely, and we have a QR code that you can see, so you can join for that. And also, I mean, it's so important because obviously all the money goes to the research, everything in regards to the spinal cord, and that's why you're also supporting it. It's a good thing.
Exactly, and the beautiful thing is that really 100% are straight into the foundation, and this is just an amazing story. Thanks for this.
Absolutely. So we hope the run's going to be really successful and a lot of money is going to come together there for the research. And the question now being here in Oschersleben, the sun is shining and I mean DTM is just awesome. Are you enjoying it? Are you looking forward to the race?
Well, first race was already very intense and hopefully the second will be, yeah, as interesting as the first one. And to be honest, the atmosphere is great and people are loving it. So yeah, looking forward for the exciting race.
So thank you so much, Marcel, for being here. Enjoy the race. And now we're going to get ready to get racing. So hold on tight and hear your commentators. Enjoy.
We will. Thanks very much, Verena. Yeah, great to see Marcel Hirscher there, very much involved, as the DTM are, with the Wings for Life World Run, an app-based event where you can run wherever you are in the world and all take part at the same time. And App Sportsline have been instrumental in putting that together with the DTM backing it, and there's Wings for Life logos on all of the cars this weekend. And two-time gold medalist in combined and giant slalom there, Marcel Hirscher. Great to see him on the grid. I think he's been to the DTM a couple of times before, if memory serves. So big motor racing fan. Drivers strapping themselves in, getting ready to go to battle once again. Then it's going to be a 55-minute plus 1 lap race, and we, as we've said, are going to have 2 mandatory pit stops. So rather than on Saturday's race, where the mandatory pit stop is in the middle portion, the 20th to the 40th minute, today it is an earlier first pit stop. The window runs from the 10th to the 25th minute, and then the second pit window is a very short one, only 6 minutes long, from the 39th to the 45th minute, and then you're only going to have basically 10 minutes or so left of racing after that. It is a tricky place to overtake at times, this circuit, so some will see it as an opportunity, but it could also be a threat. It's 2 times to get things wrong in the pit stop. It's 2 times where you could get held up by somebody coming out of the pits in front of you on cold tyres. And a reminder, no tyre warmers allowed in the DTM. And the pit lane exit feeds right into almost into the middle of turn 2 here. So it could be that we'll get a few of them tripping up over each other. We certainly had a few tripping over each other in qualifying this morning, where, as per usual, everybody went out, did a lap, came back in and waited for the tyres to warm up, the heat soak coming from the brakes, and then they all went out with, 7 minutes to go. And there were lots of investigations of drivers holding other drivers up while, and we saw Jordan Pepper, certainly one of the drivers that was on a really good lap, then had to back off out of it in the 3rd sector. Spoke to Maro Engel on the way to the commentary box, and he too said, yeah, got delayed in traffic, got delayed yesterday, it was worse today. Lucas Auer delayed in traffic. So a lot of that going on. But Jürgen on with the engineers working till midnight to get the car and the dampers better than yesterday on pole position for race 2. Welcome then to Oschersleben, here to the east of Germany. A packed grandstand view. They're all around the banking as well. We've got 47,000 spectators here over the course of this weekend. That's up by about 5,000 on last year, which was packed. It's been brilliant to see everybody going around the paddock earlier on. The pit lane walkabout and autograph session with the drivers was absolutely heaving. And even behind the garages, drivers been swamped and asked for interviews and selfies and autographs. So it's been a busy day, but the fans absolutely loving it. It's really great to see so many here to enjoy, which should be a great race. Let's take a look at the circuit then. So overall, the circuit, clockwise direction, it has some twisty sections, a couple of longer straights, but it's a fairly unique layout, 14 turns to it. Not many places where you can overtake, so not many big braking zones. I've had now 23 races of DTM, including yesterday here at this circuit. The first one was back in 2000. It was the third round of the championship that year, and Manuel Reuter was dominant over the course of the weekend. He took 2 victories for Opel. Opel would only go on to get 1 more victory at this circuit over the years. He didn't win the championship, though, that year. Finished second to Bernd Schneider, who is still, of course, very much involved in DTM. He's the manager of our youngest driver on the grid, Tom Callender, who is here with Mercedes, starting his DTM journey. There you can see the beautiful track conditions and temperatures that we have got. So we're all looking forward to this. Jules Gounon and Jordan Pepper, the front row of the grid. Only 75 thousandths of a second between them in qualifying this morning. So they line up in Mercedes and Lamborghini on row 1. Then Thierry Vermeulen, an excellent third in the Emil Frey Racing Ferrari. Arjen Nguyen, very pleased with his performance, he told me earlier, for 4th place. Ricardo Feller, a great job in the Seoul Audi to be 5th on the grid. Luca Engstler has looked quick all weekend. He's now alongside. Then Tommy Preining and Lucas Auer make it an all-Austrian row 4. Maro Engel and Mirko Bortolotti up next. Mirko Bortolotti still down in straight line speed. Nothing they can sort out this weekend. So damage limitation. Then it's Ben Green and Ben Dern. All Ben, row number 6. Then we got Marco Wittmann and Max Powell. The BMW and the Lamborghini start alongside one another. A bit better today for Rene Rast, but not great back in 15th. Nicky Tindo was a bit better with his setup and a little bit quicker than he was. 17th and 18th, we've got Tom Callender and Maurice Schuring, 2 of our rookies this season. Jack Aitken struggling with the setup, he told me, back in 19th. Timo Glock has got a balance problem, an issue problem with the McLaren that they can't sort this weekend. Gilles Magnus and Fabio Scherer are next up, 21st and 22nd. Arjun Mine is 23rd because he's got a 3-place grid penalty for blocking in qualifying, and Nicola Bart is next to him, starting in 24th place. So we are just a couple of minutes away from the start of the race. My name's Chris Hartley here in the commentary box. Alongside me to talk you through the action, it's good afternoon to Brian Oliver.
Good afternoon, Chris. Good afternoon, everybody watching us around the world. Many thousands of people looking eagerly as this, the start of a new era for DTM, a new format. This is going to be very exciting. The skies are blue. The temperature is rising in the air. The temperature is rising in the cars as well. We've got 2 drivers, both on the front row, who are making their debut season starts this weekend. And on pole position, the son of Jean-Marc Gounon, ex-Formula 1 driver Jules Gounon, marks his arrival in DTM full-time with a pole position. But Jordan Pepper, we saw him going so well yesterday, starts alongside him, representing South Africa. Jordan Pepper, P2 on the grid. The instruction is given by Marcel Hirscher to start the engines. We are about to go racing.
Okay, let's talk about weight very quickly. So the top 3 from yesterday, as is usually the case in DTM, they get success ballast for this race. They didn't have to carry it in qualifying this morning, but they do have to carry it in the race. So yesterday's winner and the championship leader, Lucas Auer, he, the Austrian driver in the number 22 Mercedes, there he is, right on cue. He will have an additional 20 kilograms of success ballast on the car. The driver that finished second, and he's second on the grid, Jordan Pepper, has got 10 kilograms of success ballast. And Maro Engel, who finished third, has got 5 additional kilograms of success ballast. There's also been a tweak to the BOP, the balance and performance weight, added to the cars or taken away from the cars to try and equalise things between these different types of GT3s. One of the things they can change, and it's only one of the things, is the weight of the cars. So the Mercedes and the Lamborghinis, 10 kilograms heavier than yesterday. The McLaren is 15 kilograms lighter than yesterday. And the Aston Martins are 10 kilograms lighter than yesterday. So the car's heading out now onto the formation lap. Jules Gounon, having in only his 4th qualifying session got his first pole position in DTM, will lead them around. Jordan Pepper has been 2nd in free practice 1, 2nd in free practice 2, 2nd in both qualifying sessions, 2nd in the race yesterday, and he'd quite like to move 1 step forward, but I'll tell you what, if he finishes 2nd again, if he keeps finishing 2nd all year, Brian, he's going to win the championship. He's been super consistent.
We've discovered in the last few years that it is consistency, not necessarily race wins, that wins championships, and if he can finish in 2nd place a little bit more, then he certainly is a contender for the championship. As you say, he would dearly love to take a first win on his debut weekend, on his first full season in DTM. But at the moment, you can see from the graphic, there's Lucas Auer who leads the way courtesy of that win yesterday. But Jordan Pepper just 4 points adrift in 2nd place.
Yeah, and you get 3 points for qualifying on pole, 2 for qualifying 2nd, and a point for 3rd, which is why that gap is down to 4 points, because Jordan Pepper got into the top 3 again in qualifying, and Jules Gounon picked up an additional 3 points for his pole position, so he's level on points now with Tommy Preining, who's a bit further back on the 4th row of the grid. So they're about to get going. In terms of the other championships, the rookie standings are being led by Ben Durr after round 1 from Maurice Schuring, 35 points to 29. Tom Callender 3rd. The Manufacturers' Championship been led by the current manufacturer champions. There's Michelle Gatting, who used to be on the DTM package when she was a front runner in the Sirocco R Cup. She's the partner of the pole sitter Jules Gounon, great racer herself. Mercedes lead the Manufacturers' Championships from Lamborghini, and Winward Racing lead the Teams Championship after the first round of the championship yesterday. So rolling start. The safety car now starting to bunch everybody back up together. We've got these great onboards. Here's Preining.
I will give you an aircon reminder in a later stage.
And all sounding calm. Take a breath, everybody. Get ready to go racing once again in the DTM. It's a voyage into the unknown with this additional pit stop that we've got. Remember, 10 to 25 minutes for pit stop 1, and then between 39 and 45 minutes is the window for the 2nd pit stop. They've all got to come in and change tyres during those pit stops, and the top 10 on the grid have to start the race on the newer tyre in which they qualified. The revs rise then, and we go racing once again here at Oschersleben, and it looks like another really good start for a pole sitter and a Mercedes, but today it's Jules Gounon rather than Lucas Auer. Jordan Pepper can't find a way through. Porsche trying to get into 3rd place there is Angel Gouin going side by side with Thierry Vermeulen. He's got the inside line through turn 2. Vermeulen out wide in the Ferrari. He's got nowhere to go. So the Turkish driver should be able to squeeze his way through. Vermeulen is almost on the grass. Definitely on the grass is Maro Engel a few positions back. He had to back off out of it there. But still forcing his way to the inside is Gouin. He's definitely got 3rd place. Vermeulen might drop back 1 or 2 more places if he's not careful, because of the Audi of Ricardo Feller has already got him. He's up to 4th. There's Arjun Baidi on the grass as well in the Mustang, trying to make his way through. The smoke pouring from the back of Maro Engel's Mercedes, lurking around about 9th place. So he's got damage. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Bodywork rubbing on the tyre could be okay with that as they go through the chicane for the first time. Look at them thundering past. These cars can do over 160 miles an hour, 260 kilometres an hour. Onto the back straight they go, and it is Jules Gounon that leads the way. 2nd place, Jordan Pepper. Up to 3rd, Angel Gouin. A great start for Ricardo Feller. Up to 4th place. Thierry Vermeulen loses 2. He's down to 5th place. Thomas Preining is behind him in 6th in the next to the Porsches. And then it's Luca Engstler in 7th place. And Lucas Auer, yesterday's winner, right behind him in 8th position. They make their way out through the final corner. Looks like Rennie Rast in the big blue BMW has made a good start as his compatriot there and teammate gets a bit of a tap. That's the green Scheffler-backed BMW of Marco Wittmann, who'd been edged out wide as he came through by Maurice Schuring, who's not shy in getting his elbows out on his debut this weekend. But at the end of the first lap of the race, as they go through turn 2 now, it is Jules Gounon who's done the job. He's turned pole position into the race lead. Pepper is going with him, but the best of starts really coming from Gouin and Feller, Brian.
That was a feisty start from many drivers as we look down on Arjun Baidi trying to work his way forwards. Just ahead of him is Jack Aitken. Ricardo Feller was really giving it some along the pit straight for the first time and around turns 1 and 2. He made up a position, but he was pushing really hard. But looking there from the perspective of Timo Glock and Arjun Baidi just experiencing a little bit of the dirt, but a lot of drivers getting their elbows out on a circuit where overtaking is so difficult. When they're all bunched together at the start, picking up the pace is a good opportunity to try and pick up those places.
Yes, there were 3 places gained on that first lap for René Rast. So I think he had the better of the starts, got past more than anybody else managed to do. It's team radio.
The rear right seems to be a little bit smoking. We have to survive. Maybe I try to bring you on the first opportunity. Watch the tire pressures. I don't have telemetry, so watch the tire pressures. Yeah.
Yeah, Maro Engel's race engineer saying, confirming you got damage, the smoke coming from it, although that's lessened now, I would say, on this second lap. But just keep an eye on the tyre pressures. They get that information in the cockpit because, it can cause a slow puncture if the bodywork is rubbing on the tyre. But for now, the right rear looks okay on Maro Engel's car. He has lost a place off the start, or a couple of places off the start of the race. He's got René Rast now right behind him as well, which means René's gained more positions. He's up to 11th now. He got ahead of the McLaren of Ben Durr. So from 15th on the grid, the blue Schubert BMW up 4 places just outside the top 10. Replay of the start. Keep an eye on the silver Audi and the bright green Porsche making the best of the starts. Guin getting the inside there and kind of hung out to dry, really, was Vermeulen. He had nowhere to go other than staying on the outside line. He tried to keep it on the curbs there so he'd get the inside line for the next corner, the left-hander at turn 3, but he kicked up the dust, lost a bit of traction, bit of grip. There it is, kicking up the dust, and that then allows the Audi to get alongside him.
And Fabio, put me in the grass.
That was, I think, Arjun Miney saying, yes. Fabio put me on the grass. Fabio being his teammate, Fabio Scherer.
Yeah, awkward much. Yeah, that's the one person you really don't want to be putting on the grass. A great on-board shots. That was Mirko Bortolotti. And it takes a bit of courage just to keep your foot buried on it as you're going through the dust there. Ben Durr looking racier than I can remember him for ages. I mean, at the moment, he has been passed by René Rast, but he was really fighting early on in the race. The view from Lucas Auer as we went into the hotel turn on the inside. Yesterday's winner giving the pinch on the exit, and all that dust rising up into the air.
Incident between Lucas Auer and Maro Engel at turn 2, lap 1 under investigation. That's the one that caused the smoke to Maro Engel's car. The irony being those two are pretty good mates and also teammates in GT World Challenge last year, won the GT World Challenge Sprint Cup together. But there's not much room out there on this tight, twisty run through the first sector on lap 1, so making contact with somebody else fairly easy. And if you can see where you're going, if you're poor old Jack Aitken, look at him widening the eyes. Where the hell's the track gone, he says. I can't see a thing. Absolutely covered in dust from everybody running wide in front of him. And look how bad that smoke was at one stage on the Maro Engel Mercedes. The Team Winwood car, though, looks like the bodywork has rubbed away, and he's okay. He certainly doesn't look like he's got a puncture at the moment, although he has dropped back, hasn't he, Maro Engel, from the pack ahead. He's lost another place to René Rast. And he's maybe struggling with that car. He's lost a big gap. He's got Ben Durr, Nicky Tim, Ben Green, and a whole queue of cars, and his teammate Marco Wittmann queued up behind him now.
His pace is not good. Sorry, he's a good second slower than the cars around him.
Yeah, it's a bit like René Rast yesterday, wasn't it? A bit of a mobile chicane at the moment.
Race controls got involved. Lucas Auer to fall back behind the car of Maro Engel, having forced him off the track by their decision. So Lucas Auer picking up the first penalty of the race.
Yeah, he's currently in 8th place. Maro Engel is in 11th. So if he lets Maro Engel past, he's also got to let past Mirko Bortolotti and René Rast. René Rast only did about half the race yesterday, or less than half of the race yesterday when he retired. The car was struggling in qualifying, struggled more in the race. An engine sensor issue, not just a sensor, but probably a problem with the engine. They retired the car, but also saved tyres. You get here at Oschersleben 4 sets of new Pirelli slicks to last 2 qualifyings on Saturday and Sunday, and 2 races on Saturday and Sunday. He didn't qualify in the top 10, René Rast, so presume he started on the older tyre yesterday. It's a guess, but I think an educated guess, which means he's got more fresh tyres than most out there, and I guess he's got a pair of them on at the moment because, or a set of slicks looking good. Oh, the Aston Martin off, I'm afraid, of the number 8 car of Nicola Bart. Hope he's okay, but that's gone in pretty heavily, and the safety car is coming out. That is the exit to turn 3, I think. It's gone into the gravel trap and straight on there, and a fair bit of damage to the front right corner of the Aston, and elsewhere there'll probably be some more damage. The gravel trap hopefully did its job and dissipated some of the speed, but he has made it as far as the tyre barrier. It's in a precarious position, and so the safety car is deployed, much to the annoyance, I'm sure, of Jules Gunon, who had built up a 1.5 second lead.
Yes, so that is on Hasseröder. That is the middle of turn 3. So immediately the calculations are being made. This race may well go a little bit further than the 55 minutes because we have the option, if the safety car comes out, of having additional joker laps added to the race. But at the moment, the top priority is to get the cherry picker there. Nicola Bart, hopefully all okay, get the car removed, get everything to safety. But at the moment, strictly no overtaking. The car's single file behind the safety car.
So at the moment, Jules Goudon leading the race. He's on course to pick up 25 points. Lucas Auer is 8th. He's the championship leader as it stands. Only going to pick up 8 points for 8th, but he's going to have to drop back, as we've heard, to Maro Engel. So he's going to lose several positions. Jordan Pepper is second, like he's been all weekend. So second would give him 20 points. So he is going to move ahead of Lucas Auer. Jules Goudon is going to move ahead of Lucas Auer as well. So as it stands, Jordan Pepper, I think, will be the championship leader. I know it's early to talk about the championship, but it's on everybody's mind at some point or another. Maro Engel's back in 11th place. He's third in the championship before today. He's only going to pick up 5 points. Thomas Preining is 6th and will pick up 10 points as it stands. So it would be 44 points as it stands to Jordan Pepper, 39 Jules Goudon, and 36 Lucas Auer would be the top 3, but Auer is almost certainly going to lose more points. We get look now on board the safety car, the Cupra safety car, both in the cockpit and looking back from it to the pole sitter and race leader.
The first pit stop window will be postponed. That is the news from race control. This may yet be a one-stop race, you never know. So pit stop window postponed. It was originally scheduled to open 15 minutes into the race. So just hold station at the moment, everybody. It could all change. We're circulating behind the safety car until they're able to get the number 8 car to safety.
Yeah, and if there is a full course yellow or a safety car in the DTM, you can't pit during it. Once the window opens, you can pit, but you can't pit, and it won't count as a mandatory stop, even if the window's open. So they delay the window if that's the case, and they can push it back by 3 minutes. Now, if there's a really long delay, and the first pit stop today doesn't happen before minute 25 in the race, then they would turn it into a 1 pit stop race. You would abort that second pit stop. So that's the situation, but should be okay. They're already towing the Aston Martin away, and we're only, what, 10 minutes into the race. The other thing to bear in mind is that you can extend the race distance by up to 2 laps, called 2 joker laps now in the regulations, if laps are lost to a safety car. So the original race distance, 55 minutes plus 1 lap, now becomes a 55-minute plus 3-lap race. They had those 2 laps on, but it's capped at 2 laps. It doesn't keep adding them on, so it is going to be a slightly longer race. So again, all the calculations, Brian, the teams had, like this is when we're going to pit this lap. This is what's happening. That's how much fuel we need. That's how many racing laps we're probably going to do. That's where we put the tyres on. That's where we're going to save the new tyres. Go and have a look at page 19 of the spreadsheet now, because it's all changed.
Yeah, get your abacus out, everybody. It's good. It keeps them on their toes, doesn't it? You may wonder why the races are 5 minutes shorter this year, and that's because the ADAC have brought in a new synthetic fuel called DTM Pro Climate that reduces CO2 emissions about 75% less emissions, thinking of the environment very much at the forefront of the minds of the ADAC. The only thing is that the synthetic fuel is a slightly higher consumption, so the races are shortened by about 5 minutes, but if they're running behind the safety car, they use a lot less fuel, which is why we're able to add those additional 2 joker laps.
I'll tell you somebody who's probably pleased about the safety car. Well, two people. René Rast, because he's been flying. He's gone from 15th to 10th, and now the safety car's queued everybody up right in front of him. And he's saving the tyres as well, because I'm pretty sure he's got a brand new set of tyres on, the Pirellis. Safety car's coming in this lap. They're just coming out of turn 3. The other person that, for a different reason, is probably pleased about all of this is Maro Engel, because that car was struggling, and the more laps behind the safety car, the less he has to defend in the first stint. Sounds like the plan will probably be to bring him in early.
At the safety car restart, you have to take care, because the hour in front has to give back the position to car number 24, which is Maro Eng, which is directly behind you.
Copy.
All very complicated, isn't it? Rennie Rast aware of the situation. Meanwhile, let's hear from Verena.
And I'm now here with François Feblis. Let's just find out from Nico. Obviously, it looks like he lost control. What happened? And I guess everything is okay with him, right?
Yeah, sure. Even the car, I think it's just a mistake. It was really dusty after the start. I think the second lap he already mentioned that it was needs to stay on track, and he out-braked a bit the braking point, and then he went to the gravel. But the car is fine, the driver is fine, no problem. So it's just a shame.
Yeah,
One race less, but we are here to learn, so it's not a big deal. All okay.
Thank you so much, François. Back to you.
Thanks very much. Great to hear from Francois. Trying to learn and develop, and both cars were several tenths quicker in qualifying today than they were yesterday. As we pull the pin and go racing flat out once again over the line for the restart, then Jules Gounon leads Jordan Pepper, who I reckon has got his mirrors full of a Porsche at the moment, hasn't he? Yeah, pretty close to him. His engine Gounon had a good restart there. Gounon sees it as an opportunity. Pepper knows what might be coming, so holds the tight line on the way through the hotel curve as they go through turn 2. Pick up speed from 90 kilometres an hour. They'll head now rattling towards the chicane at turns 6, 7 and 8. Oh,
that's Lucas Houck in those places.
Nightmare, because he's got to let 3 past and build up the speed and make sure nobody else comes past him as well. He's let Engel past. He's managed to close the door. Has he? Because Ben Dor is thinking about trying to go up the inside. No, he doesn't. But that was well done. I thought it was a bit risky doing it that early with everybody queued up. He had to let 2 others through, Bortolotti and Rast, before he could let Engel through, because he's been instructed to let Engel back through. But I thought with everybody being queued up like that, he was in danger of maybe losing more places, but he got away with it.
Yeah, always that risk of getting hung out to dry. He did think about it, about where he was going to let them through at a point in the track where it wasn't going to let too many people through. Right, the first pit window is open. So the pits are open for the next 15 minutes for drivers to come in for their mandatory stop as Marco Wittmann continues to push his way forwards, moving up the field.
Yeah, Marco Wittmann looking good at the moment in this. He didn't have a great start to the race, but looking good at this stage of the race, trying to get back at the order. Rennie Rast definitely looking good at the first stage of the race. He comes over the line now. Bortolotti's 8th, Rast is 9th, Engel is 10th, Ben Dor is 11th. Lucas Auer has come into the pits, Max Powell has come into the pits, Ben Green and Arjun Maini come in right at the top of the pit window opening as well then. So 15-minute pit window, this first pit window, and these are the 4 coming in. Auer, Powell, Green and Maini opting for the early stop. Makes sense really for Lucas Auer, doesn't it? Because he then got involved in a queue of cars, having had to let 3 past him.
Yes, so keeping to the speed limit as he comes into the pits. The team having to think on their feet here. So once again, starting with the rear wheels. It's a bit difficult getting that left rear on, but they've got it all done. Now the fronts off the jacks, it will go. Not especially quick, I don't think, from the team there, but he's out onto the pit lane and back out to rejoin the race.
Yeah, so the amended pit stop time, it's the same length window, 15 minutes, is from 1:46 until 2:01 now. So just shifted it back because of that safety car period. Look at Arjun Maini breathing down the neck of Ben Green, itching to pull the pin on that V8 Mustang, but can't yet find a way through. Max Powell has ended up at the back of that group, though, which is unfortunate for him. So the Powell Motorsport team with a slower pit stop. He didn't actually get time for his stationary time. Lucas Auer, he's only registered as 9.5 seconds as well, which is, given they did 6.3 yesterday, pretty slow for the team by comparison. Arjun Maini still itching to get past Ben Green in the 296 Ferrari, and they're both on cold tyres as well, and Arjun Maini gets alongside. Ben Green said to us last night that Mustang is mighty in a straight line, so he gets the power down. Into the pits then comes Maro Engel. Jack Aitken is coming in as well. Remember, 2 of the Ferraris have to share the same box because there are 3 Ferraris and you get 2 spaces in the pit lane, so they have to really got to think about how they do their pit stop when there's only a 6-minute window for the second period. So the British driver in, a race winner here last year, won the opening round of the season from pole position. Maro Engel had a podium last year, had a podium yesterday, gets on pretty well around Oschersleben, lights up the tyres, away he goes. Winwood have been excellent at pit stops in the last couple of years as well, so Maro Engel now kind of going to be back in a race with his friend Lucas Auer and brandmate as well, because the Mercedes of Lucas Auer should see popping into the camera now. There he is coming out of the last corner. He's a whole straight length back on Maro Engel, but Maro's got cold tyres. And Jack Aitken is going to be just in front of Lucas Auer as well, but can he keep him behind? So Auer is the first of the pit stop as he's left behind the rest of them, including Arjun Maini. You can see now he's definitely ahead of Ben Green. It looked like he was about to pounce when we cut away from him. He's left him for dead. So going well, Arjun Maini. Now here is Jack Aitken being sucked up by the tyre, more warm tyres of the Mercedes of the winner of race 1 yesterday, Lucas Auer. He just drives past him with more grip as the Ferrari struggles to get its tyres up to temperature. It takes everybody about a lap to get them going with no tyre heaters allowed. So now Lucas Auer starts to home in on the driver that he had to let past earlier on, had contact with Maro Engel, who's also on cold tyres, but a bit further up the road. So Auer is catching him. You can see how quickly, look, he's left behind the Ferrari, but he might be just a bit too far back to do anything about Engel, who will have the tyres up to temperature pretty well by the end of this lap.
6 cars have been in for their pit stop, but this car we're riding on board with now has just recorded the fastest lap, and not just recorded, but he holds the fastest lap of this race, a 1:23.066 for Rene Rast. He actually recorded it back on lap 4, but there's a lot of pace in that BMW. At the moment, Jules Gounon has extended his lead once again to just a little over half a second. In fact, Jordan Pepper's just pegged it back a tad by about a tenth, so a little under now, 0.413, the gap between first and second. Now, Luca Engstler peels off into the pits as one of the Dur Motorsport McLarens as well. That is Ben, isn't it? Also, Tom Callender coming in for his stop as well.
Yeah, so they come in together. I think this is busy. Wait till we get to the second window. They've got basically about 3 laps to come in, 6 minutes, maybe 4 laps. That's not much choice, so there's going to be a lot of people tripping over one another. It's all about trying to avoid the traffic in the pit lane. Got 9.5 minutes of the pit window still to go, so we're not yet halfway through this window. So these 3 come in on track. Jules Gounon leading the way still. He is about half a second clear of Jordan Pepper in the Lamborghini. Anjan Guin in the Porsche 3rd. Ricardo Fella in the Audi 4th. Thierry Vermeulen, who lost a couple of places at the start, is 5th. Thomas Preining, he's there in 6th place. Mirko Bortolotti, Rene Rast, Marco Wittmann and Nicky Tim in the top 10. But of course, others have made their pit stop, including Maro Engel, who was in the top 10, and Lucas Auer, who was just outside the top 10 before then. Engel came across the line about 1.8 seconds ahead of Auer, but still being caught. So, right. This is tight, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It's such a well-orchestrated, very restricted, though, the pit stops. So they have to get it right. While that's been going on, Jordan Pepper has taken about another half a tenth out of Jules Gounon's lead. So Pepper's not allowing Gounon to get away here at the front of the field. 0.359 is the gap now.
So Maro Engel there is the leading pit stopper, followed by the pink and red Mercedes of Lucas Auer. The 3 coming out of the pit's about to be gobbled up, or at least Tom Callender is, although Tom Callender's not going to be that far behind them by the end of the lap. This is Ricardo Fellow pit-bound. Tomo Preining pit-bound is coming in as well in the Porsche, and Nicky Tim is also on his way into the pits. They're doing it kind of in 3s at the moment, aren't they? Not too many people coming in at the same time, and I'm afraid through the gravel trap has gone Tom Callender on the cold tyres. So he's got out of it, but he's lost a ton of opportunities there. More cars come past him. Aitken's come past him. Green has come past him. So the 2 Ferraris together. Max Powell comes past him as well. And that's, again, just trying to get those tyres up to temperature with all that horsepower, 550-plus brake horsepower. More than orchestrated chaos in the pit lane. Oh, look at that, how tight it is between the Audi of Fella, and Preining's got something attached to the car, has he, on the right rear side? Or was it just the shadow? It's just the shadow. I thought for a moment he picked up something, some mechanical piece from one of the pit rigs, but it's just a shadow playing a trick in the eyes. But tell you what, that was tight. Fella initially had his nose in front, but Preining said, no, I'm going out the pits first, and gets ahead. So this could be a place gain if he can keep him behind on cold tyres. So they're making their way through turn 2. You've got Nicky Tim about to come out of the pits, probably right into the path of Luca Engstler, who's the leading pit stopper up until this point. And he's got Maro Engel right behind him. So Engstler's come out of this still ahead of Engel, as he should have. But Engel's much closer to him than he was, I think, before the pit stop window happened. So as it stands, these 2 are the leading pit stoppers, but they are probably going to be caught up by the end of the lap. They've still got a healthy gap, haven't they, as they go through turns 4 and 5. But they are being caught, Preining and Fella, by Engstler, Engel and Auer.
No surprises that, well, car 84 under investigation for not respecting the blue flag. That's Tom Callender. Also under investigation, Thomas Preining and Ricardo Feller for the pit stop. I think drag racing in the pit lane is not normally permitted as Thierry Vermeulen completes his first pit stop. Here's Mirko Bortolotti in as well. The AB Sportsline team getting to work on that car. Is off the jacks. He rejoins. No dramas there. Nice gap to slot into as well.
Manthey EMA won the pit stop challenge last year. The fastest 3 pit stops in each race get awarded points. They've just had the fastest pit stop by a mile. I mean, most people have been a bit off it in this pit stops, because under 7 seconds, very good. Under 7.5, good as well. But you see lots of pit stops in the low 7s or 6.5s. But today they've been 8.5-ish seconds, a lot of the good ones, except for Manthey, which is why Preining has rocketed up the order, because they had a 6.7 second pit stop. And there is the yellow Porsche trying to squeeze up the inside of Mirko Bortolotti. 2 champions going side by side. There's a 2023 champion on the warm tyres, though, that gets out ahead as Bortolotti still trying to get his tyres up to temperature. Feller then switches past him. Ex-Abt employee getting past the Abt Lamborghini. Audi going well. Ricardo Feller doing a great job here with Land. So he's put himself back in the mix. There is Bortolotti, the number 1, proudly emblazoned upon the side of the car, still trying to fend them off. Now he's got Engstler and Engler behind him there on warmer tyres, trying to bounce as well. And this is Vermeulen losing out to Preining. It's all kicking off here in the DTM. There's another round of pit stops to come, everybody, as well. So hold on to your hats, as out of the pits now goes the Grasser Racing Lamborghini of Jordan Pepper. Got Fabio Scherer in as well. So Pepper about to come out of the pits. Preining, who's the leading pit stopper, is just about to come out of turn 12. He's still got Feller fending off Vermeulen. So great battles going on here. So the leading pit stopper into the last corner now is Thomas Preining. And then, according to the track map behind him, Ricardo Feller will be next, Thierry Vermeulen 3rd, Luca Engstler 4th, Maro Engel 5th, Lucas Aurin 6th. Nicky Tim has appeared up in 7th of the pit stoppers. And they're about to go, as you can see, through turn 1 right now, as the Mustang of Fabio Scherer comes out of the pits. But they're now trying to catch Jordan Pepper, who's emerged in front of all of them. He's just up at turn 3, the Lamborghini. So the gold and black Grasser Lamborghini is just out of your shot at the moment.
Gounon's in.
And Gounon has come in, the race leader, before all of this chaos kicked off. So he's going to get into the mix as well. And Marco Wittmann is coming with him. But at the moment, the leading pit stopper down at turn 7, but being caught because he's on cold tyres, is the Grasser car of the South African Jordan Pepper.
This is going to be significant. So Jules Gounon keeping to the speed limit into his pit box. At the moment, Jordan Pepper will be trying to generate as much heat as quickly as possible into the tyres of that car, because this will be a great opportunity to potentially do an undercut on the yellow Mamba. But it's all gone very well down in the Mercedes-AMG Team Man Filter crew. There is a great helmet cam working on Marco Wittmann's car, Schubert Motorsport. That was the perspective from one of the mechanics. You can see how frantic it is as the BMW fires back up into life.
That's a good pit stop, wasn't it? Looked like it for Schubert. Yes, 6.2 seconds. He's going to be in the mix, you know. So Gounon about to leave the pits, and Wittmann, there is your on-track leader, still ahead. So Jordan Pepper has kept himself ahead of Preining. Now his target is to get past the BMW quickly of Marco Wittmann, which he should be able to do. Marco on the cold tyres. And then he's got to catch and pass this man, the driver that he was following, Jules Gounon in the Mercedes, before the pit stop window opened. So on track, the leading pit stopper is Gounon, just out of your shot. Then the green BMW of Wittmann, but he's on cold tyres, as is Gounon. And then the Lamborghini, the TGI Team Lamborghini, run by Grasser of Jordan Pepper, nips up the inside and splits the pair of them. He's got his tyres up to temperature. He needed to get past Wittmann quickly, because now he's got his eyes set on Gounon. This is his chance. Preining gets past Wittmann as well, so Preining is a net 3rd now. All going well for the driver that led this race 2 years ago. Ended up on the podium because of a pit stop infringement. So what can he do? He's been there or thereabouts all weekend long. And then Wittmann in 4th place, just about hanging on at the moment, as his teammate René Rast comes in. And more wild onboards on our pit crew. That gives you a sense, Brian, of just how quickly they do it. It's so rapid, isn't it?
Yeah, that's astonishing. That is their hard work, and the helmet cam just showing us what it actually looks like there. But now everybody has or is pitting. Here come the final runners to have done their first pit stop, coming out of the pit lane. Looks painfully slow to the speed limit. And then the pit exit, depositing them right on the racing line on the exit of turn 1 into turn 2. Here come the rest of the crew. Here's Jules Gounon. There's Jordan Pepper. Look how close he is. Thomas Priding's up with him as well. 1, 2, 3 now, all running together on the track. Look how hard Jordan Pepper is fighting the wheel of that car.
And they're trying to catch the two ahead, who are ahead of them in the race, but on cold tyres. Gouin and Rast. So the two in front are being reeled in. They're on cold tyres. The green Porsche, the blue BMW. Gounon is effectively was the leader before all of this. He's the net leader if he can get past the BMW and the Porsche before the end of the lap, really, while they're still on cold tyres. But he's got to be careful because he's got, as you say, Pepper in the Lamborghini and Priding in the Porsche breathing down his neck. We're getting a replay of this side-by-side incident from earlier on between the Audi of Ricardo Fella and the Porsche of Thomas Priding, which is under investigation. This is for an unsafe release, and the unsafe release, you would say, would be for Land Motorsport, because Priding was already down the pit lane apron, wasn't he? So, and then Priding said, well, I was here first, I'm going to make sure I'm ahead. Even though he was slightly behind at this phase, he was the first one in the pit lane. So they're looking at that now, and we're getting replays of it, but we'll let you know as soon as we know if there is a penalty to be had. Gouin is still ahead, Rast is still second.
Wow.
Now they're queued up behind him, though, and look at the Grassa Lamborghini of Jordan Pepper trying to go around the outside somehow. Then he switches to the inside, then he goes to the outside again, swarming around like an angry wasp all over the back of the Mercedes, but he cannot find a way past, and he's got to defend from Thomas Priding as well, who's now trying to inch around the outside of turn 2 to get the inside line for turn 3. You've got to have eyes everywhere if your name is Jordan Pepper at the moment.
Well, Thomas Priding is a bit of a gift for Jules Gounon, because now suddenly the attacker is having to defend. That's allowing Jules Gounon just to break clear a bit. But the car that has been leading the race up until now, suddenly down in 3rd place. A masterstroke by Ian Changun and René Rast. They've got the jump through the pit stop sequence. Our pole sitter and early race leaders down into 3rd.
I spoke to Ian Jen yesterday, this morning about yesterday. I said, have you changed the setup? Because you didn't qualify as well yesterday. You qualified 4th today. He said, no, not really. He said it was just a bit of a mistake from me in qualifying. Doesn't take much to lose positions in the DTM, so we've been happy with the car all weekend long. I said, you're overdue a win in the DTM. He said, well, I'm not really thinking about race wins. I'm just trying to think about being consistent this year. That's been our problem for the last 2 years. I haven't had consistency throughout the course of a season. Well, rethink, Ian Jen, because you are leading the DTM race and you've got your nose in front, and we know it's not easy to get past here. There is one small issue, though, and that's that we've got another round of pit stops to come. But great to see the Turkish driver, former double French Porsche champion, as we see Nicky Tim off the road. And now, is that a mechanic or has he gone off? Looks like he might have just parked the car, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Let's have a look here. One of the McLarens that he was running with, that was Ben Durr, so he goes out wide, out of the corner. Oh, contact between the two, so I'm wondering whether something has broken on that car.
I'm just looking at the right rear. If that had already started to go, I think he's
yeah,
down on the right rear.
It was already down, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he's either got a right rear puncture or suspension is puncture.
Yeah.
That was why he went wide in the first place. So it wasn't because of that contact on the way out of the corner. It had already started to go from him. So then he's parked it up at the next corner. Oh, Nicky Tim. Oh, and then that is Gilles Magnussen, the other Aston Martin, the sole remaining Aston Martin, destroying the circuit furniture, and also destroying the circuit furniture is Timo Glock. There goes another of the bollards through the chicane, and then, oh my goodness me, Maurice Schuring, no idea where he's going, I shouldn't think, because he's absolutely covered in dust, and that was where the Aston Martin then went wide. You see that so often, don't you? Somebody runs wide, they bring dust onto the track, and then others behind them have no grip and run wide. And that wasn't the end of the battles and wars and battle scars for Timo Glock, was it? He went then contacted through the gravel. Welcome back, Timo. No respect here, is there, in the DTM for a 5-time DTM winner and a 3-time podium finisher in Formula 1. Gouin leads. Rast, remember, started 15th, Brian.
Wow.
Second in the race.
Yes, there's a man on a mission, and they really worked the pit stop strategy to absolute perfection there, didn't they? We all thought they were going to get caught and passed by Jules Gounon and Jordan Pepper, but they've got the heat into the tyres and were able to hold on to that first and second. Right, incident between 84 and 16 under investigation. Well, that'll be Tom Callender and Timo Glock, so that's under investigation by the race stewards as well. Here's our race leader, Ian Changun, 1.6 seconds clear of second place René Rast.
According to our timing screen, Ian Changun had a 9.4 second stationary time in his pit stop, which is not good, but he's leading the race.
Yeah.
So if that stat is correct, he must have had one heck of an in-lap and one heck of an out-lap to get in front, having given away a few seconds in the pit stop and pulled away. Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And it's those in-laps and out-laps that really count, isn't it? And René Rast as well. But look at the gap he's already pulling. So penalty lap 3 times for Tom Callender for causing a collision with Timo Glock. So he will have to visit the penalty box on the exit of turn 3 is to drive through that at no more than 50 kilometers an hour. It is a 50-meter box. It's going to be the equivalent to adding about 15 seconds to the time of Tom Callender.
Youngest driver and the oldest driver in the field coming together. Last time Timo Glock was racing in the DTM, Tom Callender was 13 years old. He's only 17 now. But that's going to be, going to cost him 15 seconds, essentially. He's going to drop Tom Callender right down the order. Right, let's take a breather and get some reaction in the pit lane with Verena.
I'm here with Martin Tomczyk from ABT. Can you tell us what exactly happened with Nicky Team? Any news you already got?
Well, Nicky got a push from the back on the rear right tire, and obviously already in mid-corner he got a puncture of this push. And obviously when he came back from the curb, the car was not really controllable, and then it was contact there, but it already happened earlier in the corner.
Okay, thank you very much, Martin. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Verena. Good to clear that. Martin Tomczyk, ex-DTM champion himself, team principal at ABT, serving one of his 3 runs through that penalty box. On the exit to turn 3, it's marked out. You have to go through it at 50 kilometres an hour, and it all told costs you 5 seconds. So 3 visits through there. But great pit stop by Manthey for Thomas Preining, and he was really battling away, wasn't he, trying to get through. But ultimately, didn't quite manage to get as high up the order as he might have, and the same is probably true of Ricardo Feller, who for a moment looked like he might be knocking on the door of the podium through that end of the pit stop phase. But it's Gounon that leads, Rast in second, Gounon will be miffed to be back in third, Pepper is fourth, he's lost 2 places, Preining 5th. Gained 1 over all of that. Wittmann, 6th place. The BMW's done really well there thanks to Schubert's pit stop strategy. Ricardo Feller, Luca Engster, Thierry Vermeulen and Maro Engel round out the top 10. The defending champion Mirko Bortolotti is back in 12th place. This is where he started yesterday's race. We saw some shots there of poor old Nicky Tim looking pretty forlorn. It wasn't too kind to him this circuit last year, was it, Brian? He had a big crash in qualifying here 12 months ago.
Yeah, he'll be pleased to move on to Lausitz Ring, won't he? As far as our race leader goes, Ian Changun now 2.352 clear. We've been saying all along, since we got here, actually, how confident Ian Changun has been looking, how dialed in. He just needed to maybe just raise his game a bit from last year. He had a lot of bad luck last year, but he really has been looking dialed in every session we've had. Now extending his legs at the front, but really good to see the very likeable driver just pushing it at the front. René Rast not really able to do anything about it at the moment. Jules Gounon, our pole sitter, in 3rd place. Jordan Pepper, who was challenging for the lead just now, is in 4th with Thomas Preining for company.
Bender under investigation, involved in that incident with Nicky Tim. So both drivers under investigation. Obviously Nicky's out of the race anyway. And let's get some team radio.
Okay, we have to do 3 times the penalty lap, and now 11.5. 3 times penalty lap. That was not my fault.
Not my fault, says Tom Callender, but the officials have spoken, I'm afraid, so he feels a bit miffed about that. Still sounds very laid back, doesn't he? He's a super chilled out guy. We haven't had any swearing on team radio so far this year.
Now
Fingers crossed. Very well behaved. Now, further back, just a quick mention for Arjun Maini. He's back in the points despite starting near the back of the grid. He's in 14th place, got the first point for the Ford Mustang yesterday on its debut, and Jack Aitken came out of all that pretty well. He's up to 15th, so he's got 1 point. He of course won't be happy to be 15th, but given where he was, he actually lost places on that first lap of the race as well. He was back, I think, to 20th or 21st place at the end of lap 1, so he might get something out of this yet. His Ferrari compatriot Ben Green is with him as well, 16th. The other Ferrari was another one that dropped back in that pit stop phase, wasn't it? Thierry Vermeulen, 3rd on the grid, dropped to 5th on lap 1. After the pit stop phase, he's dropped to 9th place now.
The battle for second place is, well, I should think that quite a few of these drivers are suddenly thinking, the second pit stop might just work in my favour. Look at that, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. You've got Rast, you've got Gounon, you've got Pepper, you've got an Aston Martin there with a wing mirror trailing. That, of course, Gilles Magnus in the Come To You Racing Aston Martin. It's been a steep learning curve for the team. Great to have them here this weekend on their debut in DTM, but a bit of damage there to the sole remaining Aston Martin. But the fight for second place, also there in that queue, is Thomas Preining, then a gap back to Marco Wittmann. But this is quite interesting, this fight for second.
Gottfried Grasser, who runs the Grasser Racing team, the two Lamborghinis of Jordan Pepper and Luca Engstler, said before this weekend, with this second pit stop strategy, there are 18 different pit stop strategies that you can have. One of his drivers trying to force his way through there is Jordan Pepper, trying almost alongside Jules Gounon on the exit to the previous corner. Right behind them with the onboard camera is Thomas Preining, but Gounon is controlling the race, the Turkish driver. Could we have history, a first ever Turkish winner in the DTM? Rani Rast in 2nd place, Jules Gounon 3rd, 4th Pepper, 5th Preining, 6th Wittmann, having a pretty good weekend here. Feller in 7th, Engstler 8th, Vermeulen 9th, Engel 10th, then Auer is 11th, Bortolotti 12th, Durr is 13th, Miney 14th and Aitken in 15th, the other drivers in the points, and we're a minute or so away from the second pit window opening, and that's just going to be for 6 minutes, and after that we'll only have 10 minutes plus 3 laps of racing effectively, so it's going to be a sprint to the flag.
I don't mind telling you, I'm actually a bit nervous about this second pit window. I think everybody is a little bit. What some great shots from our drone here, heading out towards Hasselrode turn 3. There is the gap evolution between 2nd and 3rd, René Rast and Jules Gounon. I just get the feeling Gounon is probably thinking, what just happened? Because I was leading this. How am I in 3rd place?
Yeah, but there's an opportunity to turn it around again in the next pit stop, isn't there? Which is where we're headed now. Let's hear from Verena.
So very unfortunate for Timo Glock. Timo, we just found out Tom Callender got a 3-time penalty lap. I guess that was one of the reasons why you had to end the race.
Actually, I don't know who hit me. I got a couple of hits, and it felt like the second race here was more like a war than anything else out there. But I just, I just wanted to keep my car clean because it was anyway clear that we're not going to finish the race. We wanted to do 2 pit stops for the guys and then stop the car, because the car is just such a fundamental problem that it doesn't make any sense to drive in circles for nothing. And yeah, after I got hit twice or 3 times, we decided to stop already. So yeah, not an easy weekend for us. Not the comeback I wanted to have, but I think we have a clear plan and a clear strategy to sort out the car, the problem we have with it, which is pretty fundamental, as I said. I mean, on the other side, Ben, and this was planned to understand where we are. Got a new car last week, and he rolled it out on Friday, and it works. So, and my car doesn't work at all like a race car should work, and that's where we need to get on top of it.
All right, thank you very much, Timo. Back to you.
Yeah, very disappointing for Timo Glock. So we can just use it as a pit stop practice. We didn't even get to do that. We saw an Aston Martin wing mirror from the number 7 Aston of Gilles Magnus has detached itself from the car. It's in the middle of the track, and the second pit window is now open. Lucas Auer was the first one in. You've got Jack Aitken and Gilles Magnus in as well. So a roll of the dice here, really, from Lucas Auer, and he might as well, because he's the championship leader coming into this race, but he's back out of the top 10 before this window. And the good thing about coming into the pits first, where he was in the order, is that he knows he's going to come out with a completely clear track in front of him, because everybody else is around about 2/3 of a lap ahead of him. There should be nothing behind him, but the issue might be when he's flying, once he's got his tyres up to temperature, he might have cars coming out in front of him about that pit lane exit with cold tyres getting in his way. This is a sticky pit stop, isn't it, for Come To You Racing, the rears, then the front, but it has got some bit of damage to that car with that wing mirror and that run across the gravel, so that's taken a bit of time, but the Aston Martin is now on its way. So Lucas Auer is the leading pit stopper by some distance. He's just headed towards turn 4. Jack Aitken has come out as the second of the pit stoppers. He's just coming through turn 3 at the moment. And then third in the order, but still to make it his pit stop, of course, is the number 90 car of Ayan Nguyen.
Yeah, of course, Emma Fry Racing have got an additional problem of 3 cars to filter through the pit box in the 6-minute windows. They've got rid of 1/3 of the problem. The other 2/3 still to come. Right, Mauro Engel, who still holds the record for the fastest lap, was back on lap 13, but there's a lot of speed in that Mercedes. He has his change. That's still ongoing. Out comes the Lamborghini as well, so out into the pit lane they come.
That wasn't a good stop for Engel, was it? 11.1 seconds, so Bortolotti's leapfrogged him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mirko Bortolotti out into the pit lane. He's going to join, and is that Lucas Auer coming along the pit straight? It might just be. So the first of the pitters, he's going to have his tyres well up to temperature, and he's going to catch the other 2 fairly quickly. In the background, our current leader, Ayan Nguyen. There's René Rast a little way back. There's Jack Aitken in between them. But don't forget that all of them, apart from Jack Aitken, still have to stop. Avoid the wing mirror, please. We don't need more damage. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was important for Ayan Nguyen to get past Jack Aitken, who was on cold tyres pretty sharpish. Lucas Auer doesn't have any trouble getting past Mauro Engel, who's getting his tyres up to temperature as well. So the leading pit stopper is Mirko Bortolotti. Lucas Auer is coming after him. He's bringing with him just behind Mauro Engel, who's on cold tyres as well. And there's a big gap back to the actual race leader. They're at turn 7, coming into turn 5 now. Ayan Nguyen, René Rast and Jules Gunn on the top 3. This is the car in 5th place. Thomas Preining. He's as quick as those in front, but he can't find a way past.
With only 2 minutes, 10 seconds of the pit window remaining, there's still an awful lot of cars to come in. It's going to get very busy in the next couple of minutes, isn't it? Including all of the lead pack on board with Thomas Preining. So both of the 2 of the Manthey cars have got to come in. There is Fabio Scherer. He's all done and dusted for the day. But it's all still yet to happen for quite a few of the, 14 of the cars that are out on track.
Right, any of our leaders going to come in? Nguyen, no. What about Rast?
No.
No. Yes for Thomas Preining. Yes for Marco Wittmann. Yes for Ricardo Fella. And in as well. Right, I mean right behind him is Luca Engstler. Hello, give you a little tap on the shoulder, I will. Could you please get into the pit lane as quickly as possible, because I want to get past you. So Engstler, as close as he possibly can be to the back of the Audi. Ricardo glances in the mirror. Oh, hello, Luca, he says. You're with me, are you, I see? So in he comes. You've also got Vermeulen, Durr, Miney, Powell and Schuring in. So you're right, it's going to be busy. It's going to be even busier on the next lap, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll have some coming in, some coming out. They've got a minute. Of course, any mistakes on the lap for those out on track and they don't get back in time, there'd be a penalty. But here we go. There's Luke Engstler into the pit as well. Thomas Preining having his change done. There's Thierry Vermeulen off the jack, so he rejoins, finds a gap out on the fast lane. Marco Wittmann, there's our helmet cam once again. The brake dust comes pouring out, the tyre goes on, he is released, and away goes Marco Wittmann.
So Bortolotti, who's the leading pit stopper, just coming out of turn 12, looking at the track map. He's got Lucas Auer breathing down his neck, and about a second or so back, Mauro Engel, and then behind them, the on-track race leader, yet to pit, but about to, I think. He's going to have to, isn't he? Because we're 25 seconds away from the pit window closing. Is Ayan Nguyen, and Jack Aitken is behind him, but a lap down. And then you've got René Rast, and they're all about to come diving in. Chaos is about to ensue because you've got some coming out of the pits. You've got a train of them about to come into the pits. They're all diving now. Nguyen has come into the pits. Here is Mirko Bortolotti versus Lucas Auer. And in front of them, they're going to try and catch that group up who are on the cold tyres. And they're being led, those that have made their second pit stop, by Thomas Preining. This is Ben Durr and Thierry Vermeulen, 2 young drivers going side by side. Nice move. And out wide goes the Ferrari. Thierry Vermeulen skids wide, skids through the gravel trap, just about drags it back, but he's lost a ton of time. And here is your race leader in. Rears changed first, then the fronts. Manthey, is it another good pit stop from them? Jules Gunn comes in as well. He's got to make the stop for Nguyen. The pit stop was pretty good, not quite as good as the first one, but 7.2 seconds.
This is really significant now. There's René Rast's crew on to work as well on that car. Gets that front wheel bolted up and ready and released. But you'd already seen Anchan Nguyen coming past when Jules Gounon was pulling into his pit box. So Jordan Pepper right up behind Jules Gounon now.
They both got ahead of Rastler in the pits. So Rast has lost out to both Gounon and the Lamborghini of Pepper. We've got a potential for a Manthey 1-2 here because the leading pit stopper about to scream into turn 1 is Thomas Preining. Here he comes. The Grello missile is on its way. His teammate on cold tyres is just about to go into turn 3. And in between them, 3 cars. So it is still leading the race, but on cold tyres, the Turkish driver looking to make history here in the DTM. The green Porsche makes its way through to turn 4. Anchan Nguyen, followed by Jules Gounon, followed by Jordan Pepper, followed by René Rast. Coming after them all on warm tyres now is Thomas Preining on board with Rast. Still a great result from where he started, but a podium, maybe a second, maybe a win was on the cards before all of this. But here comes Thomas Preining on grippier, warmer tyres all the way around the outside. 4 championship titles between them, but Preining's done it again, and now he wants to get past the Grasser Lamborghini. He's got to have to wait, get on the throttle, get through now. Pepper desperately trying to control all that horsepower and get the traction laid, and now going defensive, really defensive, still trying to generate heat into the tyres. Has Preining got through or not? Yes, he has. Preining gets past the Lamborghini as well.
Wow, Manthey 1-3 after the pit stop sequence. Jules Gounon's managed to move back up into that second place, but Thomas Preining pouncing. He had the heat in the tyres. Everybody else desperately weaving, trying to generate the heat, but it was advantage Thomas Preining as he moves up to third place on team radio.
Good job, good job. Come on, come on.
You don't need to motivate Thomas Preining. Let me tell you, one of the most determined characters I've ever met. So the Austrian, start of the weekend, I reckon they would have been thinking we should be getting a race win here because they've been quickest in the practice sessions, the test session here at Oschersleben. Hasn't quite happened for Tommy yet, but could he at least get a podium out of this? And his teammate is on course for a race win, a maiden victory in the championship. Anchan Nguyen leads. In between them is the Mercedes of Jules Gounon. Started first. He dropped to third in the first pit stops. He's got one of them back. So second place. But Gounon, when you start on pole, he's still not going to be happy, is he, to be second in the race? But he also said to me earlier on, you know, I know it's about consistency as well. It's not just about trying to win races. And it looks like he is going to be super consistent. Jules Gounon is a huge fan of DTM racing and racing. He showed me earlier on a photograph of his collection of race suits, including some DTM race suits. He's got over 50 race suits from racing drivers. While we were talking, Mike Rockenfeller, ex-DTM champion, 2013 champion, who is doing TV coverage here for German television, rocked up and said, "Oh, you haven't got mine. Would you like it?" "Oh, yes, please." And Mike said, well, "Only if I can have one of yours in return. Send me a text." So he might be up to 51 race suits soon.
Amazing.
But Jules says they're running out of space, and his partner Michelle is saying, "You need to stop this now. There's no more room in the house.
We need to move into a warehouse, dear." Jordan Pepper's had a warning from race control for more than one change of direction to defend his position. We saw that a little bit earlier, so black and white flag has been shown to him. Jules Gounon with a teeny bit of damage to the car. Just saw some, you can see some bodywork trailing a little bit lower down at the side of the car, but doesn't seem to be slowing him too much. But Thomas Preining, man on a mission last time around, was significantly faster than Jules Gounon. So Thomas Preining is not done yet. You said, could it be a Manthey EMA 1-2? Thomas Preining very much would like to do something about that. He's got 5.5 minutes to get past the yellow Mamba. Jules Gounon making that Mercedes AMG as wide as he can, bumping across the chicane, but still in that second place.
Maro Engel's race has sort of fallen away, hasn't it? He's back in 12th. The pit stops didn't do him any favour. Well, the first one was looking okay, but that just lost about 3 seconds in that second pit stop. So it has fallen away from him a bit. The Ferraris are all in the points now, albeit Vermeulen's had a really rough race, hasn't he, from third on the grid. He's back in 13th, Aitken 14th, which is a bit of a save from where he was after lap 1. And Green is in the points as well, about to pick up potentially his first DTM point, having thought he was going to start on pole yesterday until he was disqualified for being underweight. Had to start at the back, got through to 18th, but he's on course at least to try and get a point if he can. In terms of the championship then, by quick calculations, it would be 37 points for Jordan Pepper.
Oh, here we go.
Or would it? I was going to say 34 apiece for Gounon, and no, he fends him off. as it stands. He holds on to it, so 34 points apiece for Gunon and Auer. And then Preining's going to be on 30 points as it stands. Early to talk about the championship, but it shows how close it's going to be this season. Gunon just about fended off Preining there. They've left Pepper, haven't they? He's dropped back from them. Rast in 5th, Wittmann in 6th. If you'd said to René Rast and Marco Wittmann at the start of the race, you'd be 5th and 6th. They'd definitely taken that.
Although René Rast will be thinking, I was running a bit further forwards than that just now. I think we can say the second pit stop certainly has added a bit of excitement to the race. Jules Gunon would love it if the race was a little bit shorter. To remind you, we've got a couple of additional laps to the 55 plus 1 lap. We've got 2 laps on top of that, courtesy of the safety car. You saw that damage a little bit low down on the right rear of Jules Gunon's car. You see that's just flapping in the breeze a little bit. He's fended off Thomas Preining for the time being. He had the nose on the inside for a bit, but now Thomas Preining has backed out of it. Is he winding himself up for one more attack? Time starting to run out. It is less than 3.5 minutes plus 3 laps remaining in this race.
Gunon leads. He's going to get 25 points for the win. He'd be on 34 points as well. I reckon so. It'd be 37 for Pepper. He'd be the championship leader after the first weekend, and we'd have 3 drivers, Auer, Gunon, and also Guen, also on 34 points, tied for second in the championship. So brilliant stuff. It would also mean in 6 GT3 class races for DTM here. This was how close it was with Preining and Gunon.
It might have been a helping hand there, don't you?
Yeah. in 6 races in the GT3 era, we'd have had 6 different winners as it stands. And Guen, looking like being the latest of them, he looks completely in control to me at the front of the field, looking for his maiden victory in the DTM. From a Benelux Porsche champion, Porsche French champion twice as well. 3rd season of DTM, 3rd full season of DTM for him, and it would be fantastic to see, because we always knew the potential was there. He's got a great record coming into this. He knows Porsche's inside out and backwards, but he's had some bad luck over the last couple of years, and the results really haven't reflected how good a driver he is. It's nice to see Guen leading the race. Turkey will be tuned in, the whole of the country watching this and praying for these laps to go as quickly as possible, because their man is on his way to victory.
2 minutes, 5 seconds plus 3 laps remaining of this race. Ayhancan Guen from Turkey leading the way. What is the gap between first and second? It is 3.6 seconds. So Guen just stretching his legs out the front, looks to have it all under control. Jules Gunon looking a little bit more vulnerable in that second place. Thomas Preining, teammate to the race leader, in 3rd place. Jordan Pepper not out of it either at the moment. He's still got them in sight. René Rast is there. Marco Wittmann, Luca Engster. Remember, he won here this time last year. Ben Durr, great job in 8th place. Defending champion Mirko Bortolotti in 9th, and yesterday's winner Lucas Auer rounding out the top 10.
Ben Green's got some clear track in front of him, and he's the quickest man on the circuit at the moment. It's just on a 1:23.2. The race leader was slower than all those behind him, but Guen's got an advantage. A 1:24.0 for Gunon, 1:23.9s for Preining and Pepper and Rast. So it's edging up slightly. Gunon is not going to have an easy run to the flag here. Definitely not with Thomas Preining behind him, but Preining a fair driver. He won't do anything reckless. And he's also got this points record to think about as well, because every race in 2024, every race in 2023, and every race so far this year, he's finished in the points. It's a record, and this would be his 34th consecutive race finishing in the points, extending the record that he has developed over the last 2 years, a DTM record. So he knows points matter as well. He's already on the podium. Is it going to be worth a risk to get a few more points in 2nd place? You don't want to take each other out, do you? So, and really, he hasn't got an opportunity yet. He had that 1/2 chance, didn't he, a couple of laps ago, but Gunon's not really making any mistakes. It's just about time management now.
Yeah, have we seen the best from Thomas Preining in this race now? Has Jules Gunon got this under control? There are 47,000 spectators on the bankings and on the grandstands, having a look, watching down at this unique old-school circuit to see whether Thomas Preining can steal away 2nd place from Jules Gunon. At the moment, Ayhancan Guen, barring mistakes and mechanical failures, looks to have this under control. 3.298 is the gap between 1st and 2nd, so all in control at the front. But this is the fight for 2nd place. It's not over yet.
Gottfried Grasser's team are going to walk away from the weekend with a championship leader like they did with Luca Engster last year, but this time it's going to be Jordan Pepper. It's ironically going to be his worst result of the weekend so far, because he's been second in every single session, qualifying, free practices, races. He's fourth at the moment, but a second and a fourth, plus the points he picked up in qualifying, another 4 from 2 front row starts, means he's going to be the championship leader by my maths as we go on board with Ricardo Feller, who looked, again, in the middle of the race, after that first pit stop, like he might be on for a top 4, but he's back out of the top 10.
They focus, maybe they do a mistake.
9th place for Mirko Bortolotti, where he ended up yesterday's race. A couple of 9ths, but the team said to me they can't, the fundamental issue that they've got, they can't change it here, so it's damage limitation here. They're going to have to go away and get it sorted. But remember, Kelvin van der Linde, the cracked chassis here last year, which they didn't discover until afterwards. That's not the issue for them at the moment with the Lamborghini, but they had a bad start to the season. He still wound up really fighting for the championship and almost winning it. So long way to go. They won't panic yet at Abt, but not the start to the season they wanted. Certainly not for Nicky Tim. He's had 4 races in the DTM at this circuit now. None of them have been in the points. 3 retirements and a non-point scoring result as well yesterday. So real frustration for Nicky Tim and for the team in general. But again, Bortolotti very good at picking up points when things aren't quite going his way. So he's 9th at the moment. He's behind Ben Durr, who's on course to better yesterday's result. He's in 8th place in the McLaren. He already got his best result in DTM yesterday with an 11th. Now 8th. He's going to extend his lead in the Rookie Championship, which he qualifies for, and doing a fantastic job. And that shows that if they can get this fundamental issue sorted on Timo Glock's car, then he could be competitive as well, because that McLaren and Durr Motorsport have made a massive step forward compared to last year.
Yes, so they are learning and they are moving forward. Behind Mirko Bortolotti is Lucas Auer, and behind Lucas Auer is Ricardo Feller. He fancies breaking into the top 10. So Feller in that 11th place. You've seen him for the last couple of laps, just putting the pressure onto yesterday's winner. Remember, Lucas Auer is carrying that additional success ballast of 20 kilos as well. That won't be helping him. As we look down on the hotel turn, Ricardo Feller having a look on the outside, ducking back to the inside. Now out towards Hasseröder, turn 3. Lucas Auer has that 10th place covered off at the moment, but Ricardo Feller just seemingly to have a little bit more pace, a little bit more grip.
Yeah, when you got that ballast on, you need to get a good qualifying, don't you? You can still get a decent result then, but with Auer not qualifying great, and then also having to give up places at the start of the race after the contact with Engel, it's curtailed his race. And of course, Pepper's got 10 kilograms on the Lamborghini after finishing second yesterday, so it's actually a really good result to be in 4th place. It won't feel like it, it'll be a bit frustrated, but with the weight on the car, 4th place, so much potential for things to go wrong with those 2 pit stops, Brian. It's a sort of race where you think, do you know what, actually 4th place is okay, because it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it's just absolute survival, isn't it? Right, Ricardo Feller on team radio.
Sorry, but it's impossible to overtake.
Don't apologise, mate. You're doing a great job and you're entertaining us, so thank you.
Sorry, no way to overtake, he said. I wonder if he had an issue there, because before we had the team radio, he was pulling cables on his radio connection, wasn't he? But he's okay. So final lap of the race here at Oschersleben. Another 3.7 kilometres is all that separates Ayhan Güven, the Turkish driver, with a victory in the DTM, and a famous historic victory it will be. It's going to feel like the longest lap of his life, but he's doing a great job. Güven is nearly 3 seconds back in 2nd place, Preining in 3rd. Just bring it home now. You can cruise around and still take the victory here, Ayhan. There's going to be some huge celebrations. He's a really nice guy. His dad's been here this weekend as well. Mantai did a fantastic job in the pit stops to help him and help Thomas Preining get through the order. So from 4th on the grid, he leads the way, goes through the chicane for the final time, Brian.
Absolutely, holding together the very last few corners of this race, and he heads out towards turn 11 and turn 12 for the very last time. I should think the heart is racing, the palms will be sweaty, he'll be trying to keep hold of his emotions because Ayhan Güven is on the crest of a first ever win.
Out of turn 13, Ayhan Güven into the final corner, about to become a winner in the DTM for the first time. A Turkish driver wins in DTM. Ayhan Güven, you are the victor!
DTM race winner, my friend. DTM race winner. Good job, P1.
Absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful, guys. Thank you.
He sounds chilled.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. Good job. Sounds super chilled out, doesn't he? Good job, Ayhan. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He everything that was thrown at him, he dealt with. What was so impressive was his pace on the outlap, wasn't he? The way he was able to keep the heat in the tyres. And there is his teammate, Tommy Priding, coming straight alongside to say, well done, mate. You got to win. Great day for Manthey, first and third. And Ayhancan Guven victorious. And just like last year, 2 races, 2 different winners. DTM continues to deliver. Guven, Gunon and Priding, your top 3. Pepper in 4th, though, I reckon, will be the championship leader at the end of the first weekend. I don't know what you think, Brian, but I think the 2 pit stop format works.
Oh, I like it. I was a fan from the word go, I have to tell you. But as is always the way, Saturday and Sunday, they may as well be different circuits in different years. I mean, completely different results, and that's what we love. But the second pit stop, yeah, I'm loving it already. I'm a fan.
Well done. Thoroughly deserved. Ayhancan Guven is the winner. Brilliant. After 40 chaotic, hectic laps of racing, he comes through all of it to win the race by just over 2.5 seconds from Jules Gunon, who is on the podium, remember. So Jules Gunon gets his first podium in the DTM, only his second weekend of DTM. Tommy Priding on the podium in 3rd, Jordan Pepper 4th, René Rast, great job from 15th to 5th, could have been even better at one stage. Marco Wittmann, a really solid weekend with that 6th and the 8th he got yesterday. Luca Engstler, likewise, solid weekend, 7th. Ben Durr, brilliant in 8th for his best result in DTM. Mirko Bortolotti and Lucas Auer, 9th and 10th. Ricardo Feller, Maro Engel, Thierry Vermeulen, Jack Aitken and Ben Green were the other ones to finish in the points, just ahead of the Ford of Arjun Maini, which couldn't quite get the point that it got yesterday. So Thomas Priding, super slow-mos of the 2023 champion, his second podium in the DTM at this circuit, but in very different circumstances. He'll be a lot happier about this podium than the one 2 years ago, where it should really have been a race win for him. Jules Gunon, it would be bittersweet, I guess. It's your first podium, second place. That's a delight, but when you start on pole, you of course want to win the race. But there'll be nobody in this entire part of Germany, or even maybe the whole country of Germany, happier than Ayhancan Guven, and tears in the eyes for Dad there. Brilliant. What a proud moment for everybody involved. He's delivered. We knew he could. It was just a matter of time. And it was a case of when, not if, for Ayhancan Guven. He has done it. And in the process of the racing, we've so far this weekend raised already nearly €7,500 euros for race laps for Wells in Africa, thanks to BWT and the ADAC. 2 teammates hugged there. What a day for Manthey. 1st and 3rd.
Great. We've watched Ayhancan Guven coming up through the ranks over the last few years. We've seen him in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. We've seen him in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. We've seen him in Porsche Carrera Cup France. Now we see him as a race winner in DTM. His name will go into the record books. This will be something he's been dreaming of for the last few years, ever since he started in DTM. He receives the embrace from his father. The emotions will flow. Nobody will be unhappy about this win. Great stuff. Ayhancan Guven, congratulations on your first ever win in the DTM. Jules Gunon, congratulations on 2nd place. A good haul of points. He will see it as a fail, but the rest of us see it as a really good job.
Yeah, really good job. Couldn't have done much more with it, really, could he? It was always going to be a case of how the pit stops would affect things. It's a team sport, this, and there's luck and circumstance as well. And of course, he's a true sportsman, is Jules Gunon, really nice fella, and he gives a high five to Tommy Priding as well. I'll tell you a short story about Ayhancan Guven. Before we came to the commentary box, I had the pit lane walkabout and autograph session, and a lady saw me coming out of the Manthey garage. I think she thought I worked for them, and said, oh, my 2 little boys, they're too young to go into the crowds in the pit lane. Would you be able to get an autograph for me for him? So I went in and sort of crouched down alongside Ayhancan and Maurice Schuring, who were both there signing for all these thousands of fans. I said, would you mind, there's a little boy at the back, he'd like your autograph, please. Can you sign his car? Can you sign his card? Absolutely no problem, he said. I'll do that for you. Big smile on his face, and he did it. So did Maurice Schuring. And that just tells you what a decent bloke he is.
No, that's awesome, isn't it? He knows who the fans are and cares about the fans, and it's the same for Maurice Schuring as well. So, yeah, wonderful to see these drivers engaging with their fans.
Let's hear from some happy drivers with Verena.
Yes, and I had Thomas Preining here, and I'm pretty sure that he is going to be back. You can just see him there. Obviously, 2 Mantais being on the podium, that's a big moment, and everyone's very happy. Here we also see a man in P1 who's going into an interview, but I'm going to grab Thomas, because obviously we've got to ask him. He's 3rd place, coming all the way from P7 to P3. So, Thomas, you got some hugs there, some claps, so fantastic. 2 Mantais on the podium, and you being 3rd place is great, right?
Yeah, great result. Super happy. Was a difficult quali from our side of the garage. We didn't really get a lap in, so to call a P3 damage limitation, I think it's a fantastic day.
Absolutely, and I think your strategy worked out really well in the 2nd pit stop, right?
Definitely, both pit stops. I think on the 1st pit stop, the plan was actually to be a small sacrifice to make chance strategy work, but both worked fantastically, so I'm even happier.
Great job. Thank you so much, Thomas. Back to you.
Thanks, Verena. Yeah, he's delighted, isn't he? Thomas Preining keeps this brilliant record going of scoring in points in all the races as well. But yeah, very happy with 3rd from 7th. He's had a very, very solid weekend. It's so hard, isn't it, Brian, to get 2 good days in the DTM with all the things that change. And pretty good week for this man, Olaf Mantai, twice a DRM champion before he set up a team in the DTM. So pretty good driver himself. And he celebrated his 70th birthday on Monday of this week, and he's ended his birthday week as the man whose name is on the team. He passed ownership over it a few years ago, but he's still very much involved with the team. Olaf Mantai, the gentleman with the beard there, big smile on his face, a legend of German motorsport. And he's ended his birthday week with 2 more trophies coming the way of the team, including a winner's trophy, and he gives a big hug there to his driver as well, the winner, Ian Nguyen.
What a character he is as well, as Thomas Preining now steps onto the podium for his 3rd place. 2nd up will come Jules Gounon, the driver of the Yellow Mamba in the Mercedes that is prepared so well by Winward Racing. So he looks suitably subdued. But here comes the man who steals the headlines today, the Turkish driver, a 1st ever win in the DTM for Ayhancan Gün.
Come on, Ayhancan, brilliant. He jumps up onto the top step of the podium. And, of course, we got the winning team trophy to be presented as well for the Mantai team. So the team representative will come up as well. They're all cheering and pumping their fists. Brilliant stuff from Mantai. 1st and 3rd is so hard to achieve. And now, enjoy this moment, everybody. We're about to hear, for the first time in DTM, the Turkish national anthem. What a proud moment. Singing along to it. Tear in the eye for your race winner. Just taking it all in as well. Ayhancan Gün on the very top step of the podium. This trophy is going straight to the top of the mantelpiece when he gets home. The winning trophy to the winning driver, Ayhancan Gün. Fantastic. Isn't it a joy, Brian, to see somebody get their 1st win or their 1st podium and really just enjoy the whole experience with a smile on their face?
Oh, I mean, it's been a long time coming, but boy, does he deserve it. I remember commentating on him when he was fighting for the title in GT Masters just a few years ago, and he came so close, but to see him now taking the top step in DTM, and you just see just how much it means for these drivers. Absolutely fantastic, and I really just couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah, super stuff. So, as usual, we come away from the first weekend of DTM with even less idea about who might win the championship than we did before the start of the weekend. It is absolutely wide open once again this season, isn't it? Brian and I had a discussion over dinner on Thursday night as to whether we might be able to better the 10 different race winners that we had last year. And we came up with, I think, got sort of 7, 8 names that we thought, yeah, I'll definitely get a win. Irongen's name was mentioned as a definite potential winner. But as we go on board with our champagne bottle once again, this is brilliant, isn't it? You just get to see the sheer, unadulterated joy of the moment from that camera. Yeah, I think we now feel probably more confident that, yeah, we will get to that 10 different winners, or maybe even better it.
I mean, it is so close, and it is such a high-quality field as well. I love the fact that we thought we were going to get some answers this weekend, and we really haven't. So we're still none the wiser, are we? Because you know that when we all come back at Lausitzring in a few weeks' time, it'll all be different again. This is why we love this formula. It's why we love DTM, because it really is so level, so equal, throws up so much unpredictability. And we knew when that guy was going to turn up, it was going to throw a cat amongst the pigeons. So Jules Gounon, I don't think his first win is very far away. No. I think Thomas Preining's, however many a win, is not far away. But Iron Chengun is the man making the headlines today.
Right, let's go down to the podium and to Verena.
And here's the man who made history today, the very first Turkish driver ever to win a race in the DTM. And I mean, you were just jumping around in joy there, I guess. Couldn't be happier today.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a. I cannot hide that last 2 years for me disappointed in DTM. You know, when I come DTM, for sure I would like to fight for the victories, not for the outside of top 10. But yeah, last year I think in the second part we show what I can do, and then thanks to team, because they trust on me, and as a team we work together to improve. And yeah, I think this weekend, both sessions from the beginning, that was a target. One of the lessons we learned from the past, that we need to be strong in every session, not some sessions, but every session. And yeah, and today is Sunday race with the new format. I mean, in the winter when I heard the new regulation, I was already excited, because I know our guys are not too bad in the pits, or in general in strategy and everything. So I knew it, and exactly what happened in 2 pit stop race, 2 cars on the podium, and every pit stop, both cars gaining position. So what can I say? Thanks to team, and yeah, a special day for me.
Yeah, the team was very excited. Obviously, also 2 Mantais on the podium is fantastic. And now I guess you're looking forward to Lausitzring?
Yes, for sure. I will enjoy my 5 days, let's say, after hard times in DTM. This is really what I needed. And yeah, now I will enjoy 5 days, but DTM is going next, Lausitzring getting closer probably, so we need to again prepare like this race to be in the best shape. And yeah, but I want to enjoy at least 5 days.
You do that. All right, thank you so much, and back to you.
Thanks, Freddie. Yeah, make sure you enjoy it, because you deserve it. And to echo what Brian said, I couldn't be happier for him. Brilliant job. And as we get slow motion,
that's amazing.
That's going to be a big washing bill, isn't it? Thomas Preining is a demon with the champagne. It proves to be the case for Iron Gounon as well. So the poor old team members are always the ones that get absolutely drenched, aren't they? So Jordan Pepper, though, leading the championship after the first weekend. 2 races down, 14 to go. A South African fighting for the championship title. We're used to that, but it's Jordan Pepper this year. Iron Gounon, Lucas Auer and Jules Gounon all walk away with 34 points apiece. A win each for Iron Gounon, which is why he's ahead technically and second in the championship. René Rast, a disappointing weekend all told, particularly yesterday, but he really did dig something out of nothing today with that result, that 5th place finish. So something to build on a track which they know was always going to be difficult for the BMWs. And the next track, Lausitzring, should suit them much better. And that's the key thing, really. We still don't know what's happening with the championship form, because Oschersleben is a very different track to pretty much everywhere else on the calendar. So we'll have a bit of a better picture after the Lausitzring, which is where we next go in a month's time, on the 24th and 25th of May for rounds 3 and 4 of the championship. Then to Zandvoort for the first of 2 overseas races on the 7th and 8th of June for the 3rd weekend of the season. It's been brilliant. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. From Brian Oliver and me, Chris Hartley, in the commentary box, it's goodbye and down to Verena.
What a fantastic first race weekend of the new season. How exciting can it be? We're absolutely thrilled. And now, of course, we're looking forward to the Lausitzring in 4 weeks, which you do not want to miss. So see you then. And yeah, bye-bye. Here are the highlights. Enjoy.
One.